After the banishment of the demons of chaos from the world, the Lizardmen set forth to rebuild without the old ones. Lustria itself was forever changed, with dense jungle, deadly creatures, and old spells altering its makeup. Those slain who remained were not from the first spawning, and many details of the Great Plan were lost to them. Spiritually, the slain were scarred, as they had peered into the vortex of chaos itself, and now they required long durations of rest before they could act. Despite their diminishment, their arcane abilities still exceed that of the other races. While the elves made and maintained the Great Vortex, the slain were prudent and created the Great Warding, a series of lesser siphons, small drains to help fortify the vortex of the High Elves. Without the other races knowing of their sacrifice, the Lizardmen continued to work in defense of the world. The rest were dedicated to recovering the Great Plan, and Lizardmen have since scoured the world to find these artifacts. Now Nakai the Wanderer defends Itza, the first city, and attempts to awaken Lord Kroak, one of the most ancient of all slain. The time of reckoning is at hand. For Nakai the Wanderer, it's now time to do one of our quest battles. We've got a major fight, and I have a Dread Saurian that I'll be able to utilize in that said fight. Before we go do that, let's use a Rites of Rebirth. I would like to make sure that my vassal is able to use some major army to help defend their own lands. If I could do that every single time that I can use that right, then maybe we'll be okay. For now though, Andikant, come over here to Walodal. Now, I need to go get my golden tribute, so we're going to pop in right away to go do that fight. It's right over here, golden tributes. We've got to fight Luther Harkon, which is nerve-wracking for me. Death Guard are very good, and they can probably destroy even my infantry. Let's go. To protect Itza will be difficult, but we're going to give it our best shot. My new Dread Saurian and other units are now moving behind this massive old wall. While that's going on, other units will begin to move down. We're going to limit what we expose to enemy attacks. Kroak is far to the right flank. Right in the very beginning, I bring out one of my summoned units. I've got my Razorton hunting packs, and I've got my feral cold ones too. The goal was to help out our allies, as they do have Giselles here, rat ogres, and even a hell pit abomination. It's quite far from home, but Kroak is fighting his own battle. Then we have a Slan mage priest, who's holding up right in the middle. I don't know if his forces will be suitable, but we can only hope that his magic will be able to support his army long enough for me to actually get here. While that's going on, I'm summoning in more units to attack the enemy's artillery. I'm trying to limit what damage I take. It's a difficult battle because I don't have much time. I've got to move so quickly. Right now, my cold ones are moving. I've got a Carnosaur close by, and I've got my Salamander hunting pack that's currently also trying to move. There is Shield Captain Nocto and my Dread Saurian, all charging in together, and Tippin's Wrath. We've got a lot of large units, but only a small area to fight in. It's going to be a grinder. It's going to be one of those fights where it just takes time to win. Tippin is flying about, willing to support our cause and our warriors. Kroak is the one who's fighting way out over here on his own, fighting a lot of advanced enemy units. Look at how many they have. A lot of normal rats, sure, but man, They've got the gunpowder or the warp powder to really deal some serious damage, in addition to always using warp lightning. Now, warp lightning is quite damaging. You can see that these Swords Warriors are not going to be able to hold out for too long without getting some more help. I've been trying to help out myself. That other Slan Mage Priest is still under attack by many of these undead minions. He's at 37 kills. He's of fire magic, but I'm not seeing him using a lot of fire spells to wipe out his enemies. And we're over here with our larger creatures, but we're all caught in this little choke point. If I had taken more time to spread them out, maybe they would have had an easier time. But that's all about hindsight. Death Guard is still tough to deal with. And here comes a rotting Leviathan too. Death Guard are really what concern me more than any other unit. They can defeat my Saurus Warriors. Their weapon strength is quite high. If we go look over here, what are we looking at for them once we actually get to them? We've got, let's see, Death Guard, close by. There we go. 32 weapon strength. But those are the ones who have halberds. Then here's my Salamander hunting pack, or Tippin's dogs. They've only gotten a few kills, but that can change later. And here comes Luther Harkon now with a new army. My cold ones came in from behind. I circled them all the way around with my hunting pack. Their goal was to go after any enemy artillery and to stop any type of ranged unit from being able to attack me. They used another spell, another tidal wave right through my lines, damaging my Kroxigors only a little bit. I'm only using Kroxigors and my larger monstrous creatures. I'm not using all of my infantry here. Their job is to go fight elsewhere. I'm trying to preserve their strength. So they're way over here. Itza will not fall. We're not going to allow it. So there's my main army. Lord Kroak is still fighting. I've been helping out by summoning in Feral Cold Ones and Razors and Hunting Packs, attempting to distract or destroy enemy ranged units that have those high damaging guns. That Hell Pit Abomination is still fighting. It looks like Lord Kroak has won most of his battle, but it can be quite difficult to finally dislodge a Skaven that's been there for a bit. Over here, we have our Slan Mage Priest, who's taken extensive damage. In fact, he's currently broken. That's why I had to move over here to help out. His army got pounded. 287 for that Ancient Stegodon with Engine of the Gods, and over here, 266 for the other one. And he's got Temple Guards at 289. There were a lot of undead to fight. My own army is currently moving, and we are winning the battle that we're fighting over here with our larger monstrous units. See, if I had let all my infantry fight here, they just would have taken damage. I need to save them for Luther Harkon. There's only a few left, but that's one too. There goes my cold ones. They're still being hit though. There were a few gunners who remained. Now it's time to get ready for the final phase of the battle. Luther Harkon has so many different units here. Necrofexes, we're looking at another Rotting Leviathan, Death Guard, a lot of Death Guard. See, these boys over here, the Berserker variant, has 70 weapon strength. They've got Frenzy, they've got the ability to replenish hit points whenever they're fighting. Not only that, he's got carronades and mortars, and it's just a lot for someone who's not in the proper position to fight them. So now, we've got to protect a dying Slan Mage Priest who's taken quite too much damage. If only you had, like, life magic. And Lord Kroak, are you actually sending units over? I hope that you are. He's still fighting over here. Here's Lord Kroak fighting. Pretty neat that we get to fight on the same battlefield, but now time's going to pass on as we prepare for the final phase. The hour grows late. Here we have more of our mobile minions attacking their mortar crews, but they're undead and they do not care. They'll fade over time. Here's another one also attacking, but unfortunately countered by a group of Death Guard. And over here, they've got their deck gunners. These guys can deal a lot of damage. Further down by that old wall, this ancient temple city, we've got more undead to worry about. 2 Necrofex Colossi attacking in melee. Sure, they're not as potent, but they're still potent enough. And surprisingly, these deck droppers, they can really focus on an enemy leader. While that's going on, our units have been trying to make it down the hill to fight right over here. Elsewhere, we have our salamander hunting pack and cold ones moving behind enemy lines. I wanted to hide them for a period of time so that they can help out later. But here comes Nakai and our Kroxigors. They're quickly advancing to the front lines. If only we had the golden tributes now, then we would never tire in combat. It would be easy. No, they would have perfect vigor from that item. It's a very good item to have, so that's why we're fighting for it now. Luther Harkon's on the way too. He's on his flying mount right now. Here comes a rotting Leviathan and more of them. There's my Dread Saurian that has already taken a lot of damage, and they have deck droppers shooting at my infantry units. But other units close by. I don't have any way to counter flying units right now. That Slam Mage Priest is still alive. I'm bringing in a lot of my infantry units to hold them back because I'm trying to keep that Slam Mage Priest, again, alive. They took out that ancient Stegodon. It's really unfortunate. And there's still 2 of them left. I'm attempting to do whatever I can to debuff them using a Curse of the Midnight Wind with Tippin. Tippin is close by, also charging in. The Tithe, Group 2, are currently attacking a group of ranged units. Here comes all of my mounted units now. Tippin's dogs and my cold ones. My cold ones have 182 kills. Here's where the big fight is. Here's where the last ultimate showdown is at. Death Guard are here. All of my mounted creatures, all of my large monsters are trying to fight a rotting Leviathan and Luther Harkon, while my Kroxigors attempt to box them. Or it's what they do best. We can see if they can take them out. We're going to find out if that's doable or not. It's a battle where it really caught me off guard how difficult it was and how interesting it was all in the same breath. I mean, it's been challenging, and I had no idea if we could win, especially when I saw that the Slam Mage Priest took so much damage. But look at what's happening over here. Our units are tired. We already had to fight one army. Now we're fighting another army. Now that rotting Leviathan is still up here. It's killed 2 units, probably 2 Kroxigors, I would imagine. I'm trying to use Tippin's Wrath to actually use the Skinks to shoot out any of those deck droppers. They've got 19 kills. They've just been offering their supportive fire the entire time. Over here is where we have, again, that Slam Mage Priest, who's still alive at 61 kills. There's that Colossi, attempting to break down lovely Itza. We're not going to permit it. It's now over for it. Tippin charged in. I would like to think that Tippin did that one. That was a good hit, Tippin. No, we've won the battle now. It's only a few more that we need to kill. Kroak has been so far away, still fighting his own fight. What undead group is left? Skaven Slave Spears? Oh, come on. You could have helped us out. There's our Dread Saurian at 67 kills. It's still taking so much damage. Its melee defense is, what, below 30? So it has a very hard time not taking any damage. And now we've won. There's only one rotting Leviathan to break. That was a really hard battle. We did it, but I nearly lost a lot of what I have here. We had to tactically outperform. We had to be careful. Luther Harkon was destroying my poor units. We did have help. You see how much damage they took. We nearly lost our Slan Mage. Kroak was okay. Let's take, kill, and eat. We're going to eat whatever's left. We fought a big battle. Now we have our golden tributes, providing 5% for a ward save, plus 5 to melee defense, and anyone within 30 meters will have perfect vigor. They will never tire. They will always fight, meaning that my Kroxigors will be punching for days. Well, I love that. It's a passive ability, too. We've unlocked Ripperdactyl Riders. Those are okay. More importantly to me, the cohort of Waddle. The city of reawakening spawns the most dedicated warriors, eager to slaughter the belligerent, usurping younger races. One down, X to go. Although a deadly foe has been defeated, one has to wonder if all his personalities have been slain. Hint, they have. Okay, so we gain 15% magic resistance and plus 10 to leadership whenever we fight at sea. We've also gained a new trait, or an upgraded trait, Confident Defender. I want bulwarks there and there. Start digging, plus 2 to leadership when defending, and a larger leadership aura size when defending. Okay, at rank 23, what am I going to give you now, dear Nakai? I feel like you're taking way too much damage. I'm going to give you Impassioned. Yeah, plus 12, so now you're at 46. I mean, later you'll be at 52. That's much better than before. We can give him some armor. No, he's got plenty of armor. More melee attack wouldn't hurt. More speed would be even better. Oh, I'm always a fan of having more speed for Nakai. So now that we've won that battle, we just need to heal up as we proceed to move along. Now, Teclis did decide to attack my vassal, meaning that we're going to kill Teclis. I'll be up there in a few turns. I've got my new units. I've got some gold, too, for a Grand Nidatorium. The largest spawning chamber is reserved for the uncommon honored temple guard. So if I want those, I can have those. I probably don't want them yet, but one day maybe. Itza, you don't want to join me. No one wants to join me right now. It's very rude. You're rank 5, Masamudi. Well, good for you. You're a bulwark against Markus. All right, so we need to get a few more temples for Quetzal. I'm not quite done yet. Then I'll work back on Itzel. But we did get our new upgrades quite quickly. In fact, getting those resident hunting packs did save me in that battle. Lord Kroak, what about you? I need to move to Chodal. Well, Chodal's on the way. 1 blood sacrifice for a pirate group? Sure, yeah, kill them all. Give me more magic. Lord Kroak stirs. The mighty, venerable Lord Kroak stirs from his deep slumber. His power is so great that even death could not hold back his commitment to the great plan. Seek him out, for his support is invaluable. What an overachiever. Imagine being some other slan. People would be like, well, you're no Lord Kroak. Yeah. Alright, so we just gotta move, as I said before. It's gonna take a few turns, but we didn't manage to upgrade to level 24. Here's Impassioned again. That puts him at 57 melee defense. I'm trying to avoid him taking as much damage as he did in that battle. That battle opened my eyes a bit that I've got to improve. And Dread Saurians are quite nice, but they do only have 29 melee defense. They take a lot of damage. Ah, here we go. Now I need to win a new battle for Lord Kroak. After a considerable amount of searching high and low right across Lustria, Lord Kroak's skink scouts finally locate the overgrown temple tomb in which the ancient relic priest is meditating, as ever, upon to find details of the great plan. However, in their haste, it would appear that the scouts were somewhat careless, as they have been followed to Kroak's location by a force of those insidious ratmen, the Skaven. They plan to destroy him once and for all by incinerating his physical remains that anchor him to the world. This must not... Oh my god, words are hard. This must not come to pass. Defend Kroak from harm whilst his priests awaken him. Sometimes they don't believe in commas or periods, or sometimes too many commas. Anyway, let me end my turn now as we get over to a new area, which will be closer to the High Elves that I'll be killing very soon, or potentially Luther Harkon, who's close by as well. I suppose because we're on our way and we can just replenish over here in our vassals' lands or our friends' lands, why don't we go help out Lord Kroak? Yeah, I feel the need to get these done. How difficult will it be? A bunch of Skaven? Who knows?
Lord Kroak will be an invaluable ally in the fulfillment of the great plan, but his worldly relics are in imminent danger. The Skaven approach Nakai. Prepare yourself. While Kroak's force field provides him with some protection, the awakening process leaves him vulnerable to attack. It is imperative that you defend him until he has fully risen from his slumber.
Now we're going to try to save Lord Kroak. He's over here working on his own spell, and in time we'll have reinforcements, but I don't want to depend on them. In fact, I'm choosing not to. You'll see that I'm sorting out my units based on their type. My infantry will hold in the middle. Some of my more mobile minions will move over to the left flank. My Kroxigors, well, they're all moving to the right. We've got these two nice pools over to my right and left, and the initial Skaven army for us to show down with. They're led by a warlord, a very powerful rat. But he's still just a rat. It doesn't matter how strong you are, you're still a rat. We've got a Dread Saurian and a lot of magic to use, and after this, we'll be able to unlock Lord Kroak. And we'll be stronger, much stronger for it. You can see where my army's at right now. You can see Nakai is charging in on his own. It's what he does best. He's Nakai. In fact, we're going to follow him for a little bit. Sure, you can throw whatever you want at him. He'll just eat it and move on. Nakai found his target. Oh boy. Here he goes clubbing again. He goes clubbing way too much. In fact, it's a bit of a worry. But no, we want him to go clubbing. He's in his best form when he goes clubbing. And they're dealing some damage to him, but he's just skipping right through a bunch of clan rats, and I'm sure they've got plague monks too. There's Tippin close by. We're now fighting some of their plague monks. So those are more of the worry. Over on the left, we've got Skaven slaves, clan rats, and many of my monstrous units now moving ahead to get right behind them. A Dread Saurian, Ancient Stegodon, and my Carnosaurs. Shield Captain Nocto is leading that fight. It's over on my right that all my Kroxigors are moving ahead, though I'm having them pull back now because of some plague monks. I'm seeing some large lily pads, but those are pretty impressive. But here they are now. These plague monks are pretty damaging, and they're being supported by other ranged units. It's not much, but it does add up over the course of a battle. And here's Nakai, again standing right in the middle, attempting to harm that commander of theirs, that warlord that they have close by. Here comes some of their dark foul magic shooting right through. And another Skaven army's on the way now. We're looking at rat ogres. How many groups of them? What, 2 of them? We're looking at clan rats, a hell pit abomination, a gray seer of ruin. These are scary. These can damage a lot of my minions. And here they come now, attempting to take Lord Kroak from us. Kroak will never croak. There's my salamander hunting pack. They're attacking now, breathing some fire onto these rats that are fleeing. Over in the middle, we've got Shield Captain Nocto buffing himself up at only 10 kills. Tippin is keeping a few of their slingers busy right now. And over here is where we have, again, plague monks who are actually harming a lot of my shields. A lot of my Saurus warriors from behind. My cold ones are now charging in. Here comes another Skaven spell. It didn't do very much. And many of these rats are beginning to break. A very common feature of any type of rat. They know how to crap their pants and they know how to flee. And if they have no pants, they still crap. Shield Captain Nocto is just going to wait there and cause some fear and terror. Here comes all of my Kroxigors, my Earthshaker cohorts, all of them. We've got to break down these plague monks. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to kill these plague monks and get rid of them once and for all. Further out, the Dread Saurian only has 11 kills. It's a large target, though. It's only at, what, 29 melee defense. Now, if we look at it, Tippin is moving back, but here comes Shield Captain Nocto, knocking down a few of these Skaven. And now we get to counter a secondary army. We've already beaten the first, but now it's just time for another one to be hit. Is that more foul magic? Oh, it is. It's always more foul magic. That was a pretty big enterprise on your part. You can see how many spells they're using. No wonder we took damage. Though my Dread Saurian is fine and just waiting. But here comes the bigger charge. Now, I'm not trying to flank anyone. In fact, I do have a group of cold ones who take way too much damage. They have their warlord that's currently fleeing. No kills at all. He's coming back now, though. He might even get a kill or two. We've got Plague Monks at 23. We've got another group of them at only 17. And a group of Gutter Runners. These Gutter Runners have damaged a lot of my infantry units just by hitting them from behind. There's a Wind Blast from Tippin, striking right through this group of Storm Vermin, which means it's not going to do much damage. If they were a lightly armored unit, then maybe. The Legion of Choco have been buffed up with a Harmonic Convergence. They're at over 100 kills. That was an awful sound. I was trying to look and find that. And here's a Curse of the Midnight Wind, reducing their armor by 30 and melee attack by 26. So they have a lower chance to hit, but they have a higher chance to be hit. Now Nakai is just going to punch. He just... He did like one little light jab, not even a heavy jab, and a bunch of rats blew up. That was too good. And over here, Tippin's Wrath is going after the Grey Seer of Ruin. But here comes another enemy army. They're not done yet. So what are we looking at then? A Warlock Master on a Doom Wheel. We're looking at Doom Flayers. They've got back here a Warp Lightning Cannon in addition to more Storm Vermin. A lot of Storm Vermin. But not only that, a Rattling Gun Weapons team in addition to more Giselles. They've got everything they need to break us down. And you can see how my army's already taken damage right in the middle. I've got units in reserve, but most of my units are not at full health right now. It's been another very violent fight for us. There's that Hell Pit Abomination fighting my poor Carnosaur. Shield Captain Nocto is going to have to take care of that. That's okay. He's striking back. The Shield Captain's not going to lose that. It's just one Hell Pit Abomination. While they're fighting, we can see that that bell is still a-ringing, still there. At 14 kills, Metastorm the Dominator. Here comes that other leader of theirs. Trucking, driving right through my units. Good luck, everybody else, says the frickin' Doomwill driving rat. So let's get a nice overview of what's happening here. Nakai is chasing after a few of their ranged units at 96 kills. We've got not too much going on to the left. I mean, that's why there's not too much for me to show off to you, because it is a small map and there's only so much I can do. Back here, we've got my Salamander hunting pack at 112 kills, going after that Warlord that ended up getting 17 kills. Like I said, they could get some kills. See, we could have waited further back to bring in the forces of Lord Kroak, but I refused to. Now we have a Scar veteran at 81 kills. We're looking at more of them moving in now. Back here, we summoned in some of our summonable units to take out that artillery. I didn't want that cannon here, so that Warp Lightning cannon did lose a lot. Now we have the forces of Lord Kroak finally marching forth. It took them a very long time, and we only lost the majority of our army. There's some more Warp Lightning coming out from the sky. So Lord Kroak is on the way. Our Dread Saurian is moving up at 95 kills. We got our Fists of the Twin Stars. We've got, let's see, what else do we have? Blessed Carnosaur at 115 for kills. That Gracier refuses to die, and look at how many Storm Vermin they have. They're debuffed by the Aura of Inertia from Nakai, who's at 127 for kills. And back here, we've got Tippin Stogs at 26 kills, still trying to hit some of the units who are attempting to run back at us. 136 for Nakai. But here comes Lord Kroak. It took a long time for Lord Kroak to make it. But better alive and kind of not dead than never? I don't know. Would that make you undead? I guess your flesh is, well, huh. Look, we're not going to think about it too much. Salamanders are blowing up this group of gutter runners. You can see that a lot of them are now breaking. I've only got a few warriors left in most of my groups. We've got a Fist of the Gods group at 93 kills. The bells are indeed tolling. And a Dread Saurian charged back here to come after more of their ranged units. The goal was to keep their ranged units away from us. And we also have Shield Captain Nocto at over 100 kills. They can't stand and attack if I'm attacking them first. It's a good idea. It's a great idea. So now most of the battle is done with. You can see a few of the stray shots hitting my lines, but we have won the battle. There's another wind blast. Now they're all leaving. We have saved Lord Kroak. Again, another terrifying and difficult battle. I did lose all of my cold ones, but that is okay. They were all alone. They were unsupported, and there were many Skaven on that field. We managed to win, but my god, was it another big challenge. So we did that quest battle. I don't know why I had that battle. Am I getting Lord Kroak? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, I was wondering, because I didn't have that as a list of things that I could have, but we now have another spellcaster. Do I even want him for that purpose? Yeah, I do. Now we've got two spellcasters, Lord Kroak and Tippin. I'm more scared of Tippin, but hey, we'll check out Lord Kroak for sure. All right. Shield Captain Nocto. I'm going to give you something new today. Magic resistance, no. And one more level, you'll get Honored Elder. Very nice. I would like for you to pick up more speed. But before that, you need more health. A lot more. I want you to be bulky. I want you to be durable. All of that. All of the above. Okay. Now we can wait here and patch up for a turn or two. I've unlocked a lot. I don't know what I'll get rid of just yet. I might even save it for like a secondary army once I can afford one. I don't know when that will be, but one day. I mean, I just made it to 2,000 vassal tribute, which is not a lot at all. Some crazy old guy called Eldred Orr tried to assassinate Lord Kroak. Get out of here. Bloodthirsters couldn't get to him. Luther Harkon did manage to take down an army, but now we're going to take him down. I've got Lord Kroak, Tippin, I've got Shield Captain Nocto. I might have to make a new army soon. Oh, it's a big one. We're fighting a bunch of necrofexes. We're also fighting, let's see, a carronade and some really bad infantry. Though he does have 2 groups of Death Guard, and those guys are indeed tough. Here comes Luther Harkon, bringing by a bunch of necrofexes. Hopefully, once we destroy all of these, he won't have many more. So we're looking at, what, 3, 4, 5 of them total? Luther Harkon's on foot. I just got done fighting you, you frickin' Scooby-Doo villain. Get out of here. Here's a carronade and their many infantry units. So here's what we're doing right now. First off, there goes a fireball landing on that necrofex, dealing some damage. Thank you, Tippin. Much appreciated. We've got all of my Kroxigors going with Tippin on my right hand. On my left, we're looking at a spell being used by Luther Harkon. It's a very Cthulhu hentai spell that I do not approve of very much. Killed a lot of my Tithe group, the first. On the left flank, we're looking at monstrous units and my Salamander hunting pack charging in too. The goal is to go after that carronade, and it's a goal that we accomplished. Now it's time for the rest of the battle to be played out. There's a lot of my infantry charging in. You can see my Kroxigors far off coming up. There's Lord Kroak also advancing, and Nakai is always the first one in it. Nakai will not be set back. I like how he brought his freaking cannon right to Lord Kroak's face. So here comes the Kroxigors now. Pathfinding can be a bit of a pain. In fact, I found that pathfinding today was more of a problem for me than anything else. I'll have to probably streamline my army format so that I can more easily micromanage all of them. But there's a reason why I really enjoy showing battles to all of you after the fact. First off, the battle that we're looking at right now is exquisite. Secondly, I can play to my heart's content. I can be a little bit more optimal. Because if I don't zoom in, I'm not having as much fun. I love to zoom in. I can't help it. But I don't want to be in slow motion the entire time because of how quick battles can be. Now, it's just unadulterated fun the entire time. So let's have a look now and get a status update. Over here, there's a group of gunnery mobs who are losing. Those are just bombers. Here's a Necrofex who's trying to fight all my Necro. Oh, wait, hold on. You're not Necros. All of my Kroxigors. Lord Kroak took a lot of damage. That Necrofex will not leave him alone. It's actually quick enough to, like, really stick to him. He's at 45 speed. So he's actually faster than Lord Kroak. Here we use a Protection of the Gods to keep everyone safe, or a Supreme Shield of the Old Ones. And we're just trying to grind them down. Because right now, the main fight for me is on my left flank, where we're now destroying their ranged units. And here we have a Blessed Carnosaur going after Luther Harkon, who's like, oh dear. My crazy self may have bitten off more than I can chew. You're right about that, Luther Harkon. The Dread Saurian is at 83 kills. We're looking down here at Shield Captain Nocto at 33 kills, and we have already fallen on them. I knew how this battle would kind of turn out. I knew that the Necrofexes would indeed be quite damaging. Like over here, Lord Kroak is nearly wounded. He's at 1800 health. But here comes Tippin. Is that a foot with a freaking cannon? That's a weird... Anyway. Tippin's coming in to save Lord Kroak. What a shocker. No one was shocked. Lord Tippin is great. There goes another Necrofex. All being punched in the shins by my Kroxigors. Doesn't matter what you have, who you are, you're going to be punched. Everyone gets punched here. You can see the health just beginning to drop down slowly but surely. Here comes a summoned in group of Razordens helping me out with the Necrofex. It's over here that we're seeing just pretty much all of them standing up and fighting. The infantry is finally losing it. 24 kills for this one. Let's see, the other one has 43. This one has 11. They don't have a lot of kills, but they're certainly just being annoying. Got a group of Tippin's dogs back there who've gotten 81 kills, and here's Luther Harkon at 16 kills. Now it's time for that Curse of the Midnight Wind and Aura of Inertia from Nakai to debuff all of them. Here comes my Dread Saurians, and now we're wiping them out. It took a minute, but we're finally doing it. So we're all focusing fire on this soul little unit here, this little guy. That's who we're trying to target. Come on, Luther Harkon. You've been nothing but a rude boy. There's 3 left. We've destroyed most of their infantry units. I'm just ready for him to be gone. And we've won the battle. It's over. They're all falling apart now. That was a pretty damaging army. I mean, that much is to be anticipated when you have that much firepower, but he's gone now. We lost 296. Those quest battles were much more challenging and difficult. So we did that. We have only one more quest battle left. I've done 2 of them. The Ogm Shard, we're not going to do that one just yet. Or we could. Hey, we could always get wild with it and do another one. Yeah, maybe so. All right. I want him to be faster. I mean, it would only be 63 speed as opposed to what he has now, so it wouldn't be that much better. I could instead lower my upkeep. If I lower my upkeep, maybe I could finally afford another army. I don't need more replenishment. I'm okay on replenishment. But for now, let's buff up my Kroxigors. Yeah, why not? I want to get Jungle Dominion. I want to get those like later tier upgrades for all of my elite units, and I've got many. Oh, look at that. I can search ruins. No, I don't feel like doing that. I'm going to go give a temple over to Quetzal. A new artifact hunter. Well, no shocker. It's just kind of like that free thing they give you. They're just like, yep, here you go. Here's another one. And I'm like, okay, throw it in the pile. That'll work out. So we're going to heal up and push out to the west. Hey, man, go take Wulado or whatever it's called. Wulado. So yeah, we'll probably move to the west directly over here. I need to find out which path is faster. But either way, we'll be fighting Teclis, who is now besieging it. He's only rank 7. Oh, look at the little wimpy boy. He can barely hold up that staff. I'm going to beat the crap out of him. Oh, boy. What a nerd. Old Man Eldred did wound Lord Kroak. That's unfortunate. Okay, Nakai. Let's move. We'll get a different unit. Just for right now. I don't need a new hero, do I? No, I do not. I could use a Regiment of Renown. I can get my cohort of Waddle. Indeed, I shall. Look at what they have over here. Let's have a quick look. 15% physical resistance, 5% to missile. They cause fear. They've got primal instincts. Yeah, sure. And over here, frenzy for even more damage. I've got my Crocs army ready. Let's go over to Wulado and take out what they've taken from me. They have wronged us. Easy enough. I don't have to fight that one out traditionally. I can just give a new temple over to my god, my warrior god. Magic resistance, 15%. I can give it to someone. Do either of you need a good item? Yeah, here's your item, Tippin. Here's your dragon helm, by the way. And your crown of command. I don't really have much else for you. I'm surprised we've got more loot finally. Ah, here we go. Honored Elder. Now, I could get immortality, but that's playing it weak and safe, so I'm going to get Honored Elder. Those Saurians not lost in war may live to a great age. Their long service esteemed and respected by younger lizardmen hungry for experience. So +1 to public order, 5% ward save, and a higher chance to succeed on an action. But now we get to wait here. And what else can I pick up? Rite of Allegiance. I could get that, sure. What else do we have over here? Ah, Surreal of the Old Ones. See, I want this over here because it'll make my Kroxigors and Sacred Kroxigors cause terror. And that's awesome. Progress in sequence is crucial to the Great Plan. Grant boons unto the Kroxigor, augmenting their blood-curdling roars. So now they're going to freak people out and make them crap their pants. Elven pants. Frilly little pants. We've completed more technology. Now we're going to forget a lot of living units. Whenever I reach them, finally. Oh, we can build a new building, can't we? We've got the growth for it. It depends on what I need right now. Let's have a look over here. That would give me an additional army capacity, hero capacity too. I don't need that. My buildings are pretty simple now that I look at it. Yeah, there's not too much to it. What about some other type of supportive unit? I could get some cold ones. Cold ones are great. I actually need a few of them. I don't really have them. But then again, I do have a lot of monstrous units. I could instead try to get some Temple Guard later. It's 2 turns per. They're very strong. I mean, having like 1 or 2 would be sufficient. I just need some tougher, sturdier stuff. There's a lot that I'm not using currently. Ancient Salamander, I don't have that. I don't need more monstrous units. What I do need is another army, though, so I'm going to have to really make some more money for that. Let's have a look over here and see what I can pick up. Let's make our Saurus units stronger. I want Sequence of the Warrior. I think that looks pretty good to me. After that, it's not too much technology that's really that great further out to the east. I mean, there's like a few decent ones, but they're all right. So now, Nakai the Wanderer will wander down here. Ooh, vampiric attrition? Really? I haven't dealt with that in a while. Alright, well, I'm going to be here. Oh, look at this crappy army. What an idiot. Alright, so, here's the plan. We take out what she has. I'm just checking over our lands real quick. Ah, Skaven are hitting pretty hard. They're pretty close by. There's two of them. Lord Kroak is still out there. He's out there hustling, trying to make his grind work out for himself. But I'm going to conquer, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different locations for the High Elves. Then we can either fight Blue Vipers. Oh, there's a last one over there. I don't know if they're going to keep on fighting us. I wish I had more direct diplomatic control over my vassal. That would be nice, but I do not. Laxland, what do you have? I mean, sure. We can have an non-aggression pact. We shouldn't be fighting ever. Gorok, I wish you would join me. I would let you lead my other force. Defensive Alliance. Okay, can you pay me for that, though? Let's try like 1,300. Low chance. Okay, what about... Should have Mazdamudi. You talk too much. Take that. Yeah, Itza doesn't really have too much that he want to do for me. Let's have a look at what they can fight, though. You can't fight this Skaven. What can you fight? Okay, you can fight Luther. What can you fight? Marcus? Yeah, go take some of his lands. Then my own armies, I don't know what they can do. They can probably do something, right? Where did your army go? Did you lose it? You didn't lose it. Good. Okay. Come over here. Whatever you take, I don't have to take. And I don't want to have to take everything. I'm sure I will, but... All right, let's see. We need one more temple that we can get the patronage. All right. Then I can go back to getting other things, too, for Itza. The High Elves are pushing pretty hard, but I thought to myself, what if I came over here to eliminate their capital? Then we'll go after them. They won't have a home to go back to. They can conquer what they want. Lords over a sword. Now we gain +3 to our leadership whenever we fight them. And here are Star Chamber Guardians. Only the strongest spawnings in both mind and body are fit to guard the Old One's Star Chambers. When it's time, I'll pick it up. Nakai the Wanderer. You don't need to become unbreakable. I mean... Have you ever been at a point where you might break? Let's make our Kroxigors more powerful. There we are. Now they're at what? 55 melee attack. What about my regiment over now? 55. Okay. They do have armor sundering, reducing enemy armor by 30. That's really powerful. So now what we'll do, we'll move down here and take Great Turtle Isle. After that, we'll move down and take Mud Isles. Then we can finally move to the east and begin to conquer whatever they have. But that might even limit their forces. They might not have the money to afford all of that. We'll see, though. We'll see. Lord Kroak is ready for duty. Skink Priest, excuse me? That's an insult to him. No insult to the skinks, but come on. Okay, now my skinks are more powerful. That's cool. Not really what I'm aiming for. I'm trying to get some strength from my SARS units and later from my other monsters.
A fool's errand.
Lord Kroak, I could use you elsewhere, I suppose. What can we get you to do? You've got a lot of great abilities. I mean, I need to wait until rank 10 for him to be able to break down the walls of an enemy settlement, so we'll wait for that. Supreme Shield of the Old Ones. I do like that ability, reducing the damage from my units. Hey, why not? Let's do it. Now, I do have a lot of Kroxigors, potentially way too many. I don't mind my dogs here, my Salamander hunting pack, but they're not really working with the synergy of my current force. So we'll bring them into another army later. Yeah, come over here. Help me replenish. Now let's go take Great Turtle Isle. It's a big garrison. We'll need to fight this battle. Unfortunately for us here, their towers are upgraded and therefore very powerful. My poor infantry units are being obliterated as they advance towards the walls. But in a fortress such as the one that we're fighting, we can't afford to just wait. And now it's time for Lord Kroak to use some of that lovely magic. Greetings, have you seen the ether lately? Why don't we deliver you to it? Sure, it's free, not a problem. We're using a Supreme Shield of the Old Ones over there to protect at least a few of our units. It's not reliable, but we might as well use it now. All of my main units are heading right towards that front gate. It feels good to fight High Elves again. They're fun to kill. They're great to kill. Here comes another spell now. Killing even more High Elves, breaking them into nothing. First they were there, then they were nothing. There's not too much for me to tactically cover for this battle, other than my initial plan to charge the walls. After that, bringing in every monstrous creature to the front gate. After they're inside, they can kill more of them, while Lord Kroak continues to use spells to rupture those Lothern Sea Guardsmen on the walls. And now the White Lions of Krace on their elegant carpet will bleed blood. or bleed out their pants whenever, you know, they defecate heavily. Which anyone should after dealing with what I'm bringing to the freaking table. Rocks. I'm bringing rocks there. We're punching them at them. It's time for more of them to die. There's more elves who died above, and now the gates are unbarred. Here comes Carney. It's about to get nasty. I'm kidding, it's been nasty. Here we have Feral Cold Ones now moving in to distract our enemies on the walls. We are attacking. Tippin just sent in a fireball. He's now a arcane, you know, student. So he's got a fireball. And there's our Supreme Shield of the Old Ones, negating quite a bit of damage for our monstrous units. There's Lord Kroak now moving inside, using his spells and killing everyone. It's hard to not want to use Lord Kroak. Lord Kroak is so powerful. His spells, you just sling him around and people die. You just look at them the wrong way and they just kind of fall over dead. Lothern Sea Guardsmen, there's a pocket of them that are holding to the left of the gatehouse. 6 kills, 11 kills. Over here is where we have our summoned in units and Tippin leading in a charge with our Shattered Maul, the second. Or I should say second Shattered Maul. We've got our Fist of the Gods here, and all of our other monstrous units. There's no way for a small group of High Elves to be able to defend this area. In fact, the only thing that's stopping me is really how they built this town. You can't even beat a dead toad. Get out. To be fair, most could not. And you see that now there's only isolated pockets of resistance on the walls. There's not too many of them. Let's have a look up here. Here's another spell. And in case you want to see the overall damage, there's 3 groups all clustered up together. And that happened. 11 left in one group. The other group, what? Maybe 30? That's a lot of dead enemies. So Lord Kroak currently is at 292 for kills. We've already taken down most of the guardsmen on the walls. They can't beat us in melee. That's just not possible. And now all of my monstrous units are moving out here. We even summoned in a group of Feral Cold Ones to stop some of their artillery, that Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Now, we finished taking the city. There's not much to it left. We've already broken through most of their defenses. Their Lothern Sea Guard are all dying, and most of them are now breaking. What you're seeing now is what you're going to see in every single High Elven city on Lustria. Their colonies will be destroyed, and the battle is now won. It's over for them. There goes your capital, Teclis. Now you can get out of here. We'll take that gift for Quetzal. Talisman of Protection, 10% ward save, not bad. Confident Besieger, +3 to leadership when laying siege. And Fearless, +6 to charge, and +7 to leadership for Nakai. And at level 27, we'll put a point into another ability for him. I could empower my monsters. I usually do. I do a lot of that. Yeah, we'll do it. Why not? My Feral Carnosaur and Dread Saurian units. What about my normal Carnosaurs? Maybe not. Okay, well, instead, if we don't have it for a Dread Saurian, then I'm going to... No, sorry. A normal Carnosaur, or a blessed one, that I'm going to put it over here for a Proud Warrior instead. That's what I meant. All right. You're level 21, Shield Captain Noctul. You've been with us for a little bit. Here's your immortality. You've earned it. You've worked for it. You've worked for it. Now let's come on down here and attack another location called the Mud Isles, and we'll be done with all of our islands. But we shall call it here. When we're back, we'll destroy Mud Isles. Then we'll move to the east and finish off Teclis, or what remains of his faction. He might have like 1 or 2 locations up north. Yeah, 2 up north. I might even go to them, or I might get a new army. I mean, I've got the money for it.